How's it going, everyone? We got a bunch of new deals to talk about, a couple of new deals over on the PlayStation Store, one incredibly notable one on a new release, and a bunch of physical deals. It is May the 4th be with you, the Star Wars Day, I guess it is. I'm not too familiar with that. Obviously, I've heard of it in the past, but nonetheless, there are some Star Wars game deals. We'll talk about that. GameStop's got some good deals. Best Buy's got some good deals. Amazon's got some good deals. We'll hit all of that in just a little bit. But first, let's talk the PSN deals. Two notable deals to go over. GhostWire Tokyo seeing its first discount on the PlayStation Store. 34% off for $39.59. That's a pretty good price for the game. I did a full review of the game. If you want my overall thoughts on it, we went super in-depth. It's like an 18-minute review. Go check that out. But overall, I enjoyed GhostWire Tokyo. I thought the gameplay was very interesting, maybe a bit repetitive at times, but you had a lot of different elemental powers. The story was incredibly interesting at first, and then kind of just ends out of nowhere, and I didn't find the conclusion all that satisfying. There is a lot of side content in the game, and it will keep you busy for a while if you're trying to, you know, do everything. Honestly, I was a bit surprised with how much content was in the game. If you do buy the game, I would recommend to get the Tengu summon ability real quickly within the game. That just lets you, like, start grappling, and it makes the game a lot more fun from a traversal standpoint. But overall, I had a good time with GhostWire Tokyo. $39.59 might be a bit pricey. Like, if this was $30, I would definitely recommend it. At $40, if it's a game you've been eyeing, for sure, check it out. You're probably gonna enjoy it. Just do bear in mind that if you just rush through the game and don't do a lot of the side content, it's a fairly short game. You can complete it pretty quickly, probably like 10 hours. Maybe a little longer, like 12 hours, but yeah. It wasn't that lengthy, but there is quite a bit of side content, so do keep that in mind. If you do want the game physically, it is available $39.99 pre-owned at GameFly, so take that for what you will. You know, I would probably just get it digitally, but nonetheless, $40 at GameFly. Another deal on the PlayStation Store is Fallout 4 Game of the Year Edition, which is 67% off for $13.19. I think that's a pretty good deal. You get Fallout 4 the base game and all of the DLC. You know, Fallout 4 was a game that I do know a lot of people found disappointing. I still enjoyed the game, but there was an immense amount of anticipation and hype towards this game. Remember, it was revealed in like June of 2015, and then they followed that up with a release right after. I like that style of game announcement and then release quickly thereafter. The game itself just had so much hype and didn't live up to that, but it was still fairly decent. Technical issues on PS4 galore, but nonetheless, for 13 and change, I do think it's a pretty good deal. And would it really be a Bethesda game if it wasn't filled with technical issues? So yeah, 13 and change again, I think is a pretty good deal. Those are the two digital deals that I wanted to mention. There are a ton of quality physical deals available. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, the PlayStation 5 version is $15. You can get it on PS4 and Xbox as well. I honestly didn't even remember them releasing a like PlayStation 5 physical copy of the game. I just thought it was a free upgrade, which it is a free upgrade. But nonetheless, $15 for Jedi Fallen Order is pretty good. It's $9.99 on the PlayStation Store right now, so this is another one of those cases where there is a bit of a discrepancy on physical versus digital, but Jedi Fallen Order I thought was a quality game. Atrocious map layout aside, or rather map design on how the overmap worked. Jedi Fallen Order is a good game. You know, the gameplay was good. It could get challenging if you play at a harder difficulty, and I had a fun time with it. Visually, it looks great, and on PlayStation 5, it runs really well as well. $15, I think, is a pretty good deal. Next up, don't know if I mentioned this, but let's give it another mention. Metro Exodus Complete Edition physically is $14.99. Great deal on this. While I did think Metro Exodus was the weakest of the three Metro games, it's still a very good game. Much like Batman Arkham, that's kind of what I compare Metro to, in the sense that I thought Arkham Knight was the weakest, but it's still a very, very good game. Metro Exodus kind of follows that same pattern. Just play 2033 and Last Light first. They go on sale all the time on the PlayStation Store. If you already played those, jump into Exodus. You're going to have a good time with it, and the PlayStation 5 version also plays really well. And you've got the DLC included here as well, so $15 for that is pretty good. Next up, we have Elden Ring. $10 off. I mean, any kind of discount, right? This is going to be a game that's going to hold up in price. $49.94 on PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4. Look, I'm not even a huge Souls fan. Like, I can enjoy the games, but I think if you don't appreciate Elden Ring for what it accomplished, I just don't know what to say. It is a masterclass in terms of world design and gameplay. I just thought Elden Ring was tremendous. I know some people weren't as hot on it and maybe disagreed with the reviews of 10 out of 10s and whatnot, but you know, I just thought from, like, the variety in the world, all the boss fights, I thought Elden Ring was a tremendous game. Yes, technical issues are definitely there. People had performance issues, etc., but even as someone that doesn't love the Souls games, Elden Ring was a game that I immensely enjoyed. And you know, Bloodborne is still probably my favorite game, but if I, like, objectively assess the two games, like, I really haven't, like, thought about it that hard, Elden Ring's probably the stronger game, and I'm gonna be very interested to see where From Software goes from here, because, you know, topping Elden Ring, I think, is gonna be quite difficult, but $49.94 for the game. It's a game that I have friends that have sunk well over 100 hours into the game, and they've literally been playing, like, this is the game they've been playing from launch. I just had one friend finally finish up their time with Elden Ring and picked up Horizon, but nonetheless, it's a game with a lot of longevity attached to it. But yeah, 50 bucks for it, $10 off. You're not going to see a lot of steep discounts for this for a while. You guys know how From Software games are. Sekiro is still 30 bucks. So yeah, don't expect this to see a deep discount for a while. Mentioned this a little while ago, but if you missed it, Guardians of the Galaxy is available for 23 bucks on Amazon. That is an excellent deal. Would highly recommend that. Single player game, of course, fairly linear, but very much enjoyed it. Narratively is strong, soundtrack is great, characters are awesome as well. 23 bucks is a good buy. And then also Middle-earth Shadow of War Definitive Edition, $9.99. Whenever this is available, I'm just going to mention it. It's a good deal. Shadow of War, physical copy, 10 bucks. Can't go wrong with that. Alright, couple deals over on GameStop as well. NieR Replicant is down to 25 bucks, so you'll save 5 bucks on top of the PSN price. You know, talked about this pretty recently. Good game, not as good as Automata, but still very, very good. Great soundtrack. Interesting story that comes together nicely. And, yeah, I just thought it was a fairly good game. Automata is great as well. Speaking of Automata, it's 13 bucks at GameStop, $20 for a brand new copy of the Game of the Yorha edition, but if you want it pre-owned, $13 for the base game. Game of the Yorha edition isn't anything crazy. It's just some downloadable content that's not necessary at all. But hey, it's there. $19.99 for it is a good price. GameStop's also got Elden Ring at $49.94. Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Sleeper deal here. 25 bucks for that, I think, is quite good. This is a year old at this point. Yeah, I can't believe it's already been a year since Mass Effect Legendary Edition came out. But, yeah, Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. There's probably a lot of you guys watching this video that have never played the Mass Effect games. You know, if you're in your early 20s, I mean, you probably were pretty young when the first Mass Effect game came out. Wasn't it 07? Yeah, I think it was 07. So you might have missed this franchise in general. If you did, go back and check out Mass Effect Legendary Edition, or the games in general. Mass Effect 1 shows its age for sure. They do try to upgrade it, but, you know, you can still tell 07 game. Mass Effect 2 I still think is one of the best RPGs of all time, and Mass Effect 3 is really good as well, so 25 bucks for all three, quite good there. Another deal that I have to mention, Scarlet Nexus, $21.52. Looks like the MSRP dropped on this to $29.99, so that's pretty interesting to note, but love my time with Scarlet Nexus. Great soundtrack, great cast of characters, gameplay solid, some redundant environments for sure, a bit repetitive at times, but overall really dug Scarlet Nexus, and I'm going to keep trumpeting this game, so we can convince Bandai Namco to do a Scarlet Nexus 2, because I think I think that has to happen at some point. I think they have a quality IP on their hands, and there's so many directions they could go for a follow-up title. Hades at $19.99, pretty good price, you guys know the deal. A game that you can play for a long, long time, so easy recommendation there. And then, to stay on the topic of May the 4th, or the May 4th thing, Star Wars Jedi Knight Collection is $19.99. Jedi Knight Academy and Jedi Outcast, both of those. That's like the standard discounted price, but thought I would mention that as well with the day and everything like that. But that is going to do it for me. Again, some decent deals all around. GhostWire Tokyo, probably the most notable one at sub 40 bucks. That's an okay deal. I mean, I had my issues with the game, but I still thought it was fairly good. And yeah, if you want, I wouldn't say it's a survival horror game, but like an action-adventure game with horror elements, that's more so what I would call it. It's a pretty good pickup, and then a bunch of other great deals. Elden Ring, can't go wrong with that, even if it's at $10 off. That's going to do it for me. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments section down below. Sound off there, as always. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.